Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today is Friday, July 4th. So first of all, for those of you watching in the United States, happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. I live in Canada, so our day was July 1st. It was Canada Day here 3 days ago. So anyway, I'm just going to bring you a couple of 1 or 2 or 3 part grocery haul here. Today is July 4th, and these are items that I've purchased in the last few days. These items here were bought on Wednesday, July 2nd. Right here, these are from Real Canadian Superstore. And the reason I bought those were primarily because all of the PC Optimum offers, like Real Canadian Superstore, for those of you who don't live in Canada, they have a points program called PC Optimum. And the weekly offers and the weekly sale flyer as well run from Thursday to Wednesday every week. Safeway and Soies are similar, except their flyer runs Thursday to Wednesday as well, but they're a Scene Plus sponsor. So any weekly offers that you're looking to get, whether it's the PC Optimum or the Scene Plus offers, typically most of those run Thursday to Wednesday along with that particular store's flyer. So these items here were picked up on Wednesday, July 2nd at Superstore. Only because the cherries were something that was on my offers. That was the main reason I went in there. And you can defer up to 4 PC Optimum offers per week, and I had already deferred 4, so I couldn't defer them at all. And I didn't really want to lose out on that offer because, you know, in summertime, the cherries are really, really good. So it's nice to get some of those. But when I was in there, I found some other things on sale. These Heinz chili style beans were $1.33, limit of 4. So I grabbed the limit of them just to stock up the pantry. Every time I make a batch of chili, it takes 2 cans of those. So I wanted to grab a couple for the pantry. And then the cream of chicken soup, these were 2 for $4.98. Now, I bought 2 of them a while back with the intention of using them in a recipe that I haven't done yet. But my daughter just had oral surgery a couple of weeks ago, so she had all 4 of her wisdom teeth out under sedation. So she was living on like soups and soft foods for several days. So she actually ate my 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. So I thought I would grab 2 more to replenish the stock. So that's what I did there. And then the can opener, well, my old can opener is about 2 or 3 years old. And you know how can openers get, where near the end of their lifespan, they just make it very, very difficult to open any kind of can. So that's kind of where we were at. So I grabbed this one. It's $18. Cherries were $4.97 a pound. This past week, they were actually on for $3.97 a pound at Soies where I work. Plus, I have my employee discount. So technically, from the money standpoint, it probably would have been easier or well, better, I guess, to get them there. However, they were on my PC Optimum points offers, and if I don't use that offer, I may not see that offer again anytime soon. So I thought, well, I better get them here. That extra $1 a pound, okay, fine. They keep going on sale at Soies every couple of weeks or whatever too, so I'll probably get more there on sale if they come on again at some point too. So that's kind of how I justified it. It was more per pound than what Soies was, but I wanted to get the points on them. So I had to go in. I definitely needed to go in to get a can opener anyway. And then the other thing I bought were these glasses. As I've talked about before, Superstore currently has a stamp promotion going on. And for every $20 spent in a grocery order, you earn 1 stamp. And whether you're collecting the physical stamps or digital, you can redeem those towards stemware. It used to be the last promotion they had, it was something where you could use the stamps towards cookware. I did not really buy any of those, but the glassware I have been a little bit interested in. They have wine glasses you can use them on, and I'm not particularly interested in that. I still have plenty of champagne flutes and wine glasses from my crystal pattern from when I got married 30-something years ago, so I don't need those. But I grabbed, these are 2 packs of water glasses, and I bought 2 for myself, and this is now the second one that I've bought for my daughter to save up for when she eventually moves out. She's 25 and still living at home, but eventually she'll be on her own. So I have 2 sets of 2 for myself and 2 sets of 2 set aside now for her. So those were down from $40 down to $10. So let me show you the breakdown here. The only thing I would have gotten points on was the cherries. You can see the 1,300 points on the cherries. But yes, you can see the $30 discount on the glasses. After tax, it was $54.67. So earned the 1,300 points, leaving me at the closing balance of 268,090 PC Optimum points. So I'm at the $260 mark of PC Optimum points, just shy of the $270 mark. Now, these were things I picked up at Soies yesterday. I did not have to work yesterday, so it was kind of a special trip in to get these, but that's fine. It's 3 minutes from home. It's no big deal. The pop is kind of my caffeine of choice, and my daughter's as well. Drink coffee a little bit, but not nearly as much. I tend to prefer the cold caffeine, I guess. These are on sale right now for $3.77, and as I've mentioned before, I do have a 10% employee discount. It's 10% off your first $150 spent in a week. So the $3.77, and then minus the 10% over and above that. So I bought 4 6-packs. You can see one there is looking more like a 5-pack, but that's only because we've already gotten into a bottle last night. So that's fine. I've got 4 of those. So $3.77 less the 10%. And then we were completely out of paper towels. And I don't know that this is necessarily the world's greatest deal on paper towels. $6.49 for 3 double rolls, but you know, it's what was on sale. It wasn't maybe the best sale, but it's what was on sale, and we had none in the house. I thought, okay, I better get something. So here's the breakdown. There's all the drinks and the paper towels. My staff discount $2.16. Spent $22.55. Earned no points, but I'm sitting at a 16,489 Scene Plus points. Every 1,000 points is $10 when it comes to Scene Plus points. So I'm currently sitting at the $160 level of Scene Plus points. So that is it for right now. I'm going to pause you here. It is Friday, July 4th, and our household has just gotten paid the last couple days. So sometime, probably this weekend, I will go and do the bulk of my grocery shopping, and then I will tack that clip onto here. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everybody. Today is Monday, July 7th, and it is after 10 o'clock at night. 10:30 already. Good grief. I worked until 7:30 tonight, and then I went to Real Canadian Superstore to pick up some items. And yeah, I'd also stopped at Canadian Tire first to grab an online order that I picked up. That was just something, well, just 2 items basically. But the grocery haul part of this video was from Real Canadian Superstore. I did that afterwards. So I'm going to show you what I picked up. I did not have any kind of spend $250 get bonus points deal on this week at all, whether a single transaction or continuity, nothing like that. This is just simply things that I needed and a few things that were on my points offers. So I tried to put them on the counter, kind of laid out mostly in the order of which they appear on my receipt to make it easier for me to find the cost. So let me kind of go through with you what I picked up. I got this 10-pack here of lawn and leaf bags. This was $10.49 for this 10-pack. And then the President's Choice brand spring water, the 24-pack, that was on my points offers. This was $3.29. Again, inflation. These used to be $1.99. Not all that terribly long ago, maybe only like a year ago. They may have been more than that at that time, but that $1.99 would be the sale price, and right now they're $3.29. So everything has gone up. And then I did grab 1 bag of chips. It was a limit of 1, $2.99. Wouldn't have minded buying a couple other ones because we have none in the house, but that's fine. Just for right now, I could have bought another one on a separate transaction to get more, but I spent a good bit already. I spent over $200 on this bill, and I was not intending to do that much. So 1 for right now will be okay. I am starting into jam making. We got 4 liter baskets picked of strawberries on the weekend, and we hauled them all the other night. So I need to work on making strawberry jam. I do have some jars left over from last year, but not anywhere near enough. Usually I make anywhere from 200 to 300 jars of jams and jelly in the summer of various flavors. And I have enough berries crushed now to do 4 batches of strawberry jam, and another bowl of hulled strawberries that I still need to do something else with yet too. I'll probably pull some rhubarb from my garden and use that and do strawberry rhubarb. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I've got all this. These jars were $13.97 a piece. And then to go along with 2 10-kilogram bags of sugar. Each batch of jam is like 7 cups of sugar thereabouts. It's quite a bit. They were $15.97. That's also a pretty significant increase. I can't remember what it was last year for sugar, but it was nowhere near that much. So that's all this stuff has gone up quite a bit. The jars were $13.97 each. My 1% milk 4 liter was $5.83. Bought 2 packages of pizza pops. They were 2 for $8. They were on my points offers. And so that the usual ones like the Oh, the usual just pepperoni ones that I like to get, or pepperoni and bacon ones, were sold out because they're on sale 2 for $8. So I just settled for the 3 meat. They are on my points offers. However, they did not award me the points. It was 300 points per $3 spent. So because I spent $8, I should have had 600 points given. I've already submitted a points inquiry for that. Certo, this is pectin for my jam. These are $4.47. Those used to be, I want to say last year they were $3.99, and in past they might have even been as low as $2.99. These were, as I said, they were $4.47 each. I just grabbed 2 for now because I'm hoping that in the coming weeks on my PC Optimum app that it will start coming up as an offer, and then I'll stock up more once it comes up on my offers. But if not, I'm going to need to just buy them as I go because I'm going to need more. Each of these packages has 2 pouches of pectin, and for strawberry jam, that's no problem because I've got, for strawberry jam, each batch takes 1 pouch. So technically right there with those, that's enough for 4 batches right there. And I do have some left over from last summer downstairs too that is still not reached its expiry date yet. So that's okay. I should be good for a little while. And then I did also buy some red grapes. They were, what did I spend on the grapes? $6.95. And then down here is a 20-pound bag of potatoes. That was $11. I did also get some bananas. They are off to the side in my fruit bowl. I'll have to show you that afterwards. But I spent $2.59 on bananas because bananas were actually on sale for 57 cents a pound. Normally they're like 78 cents a pound at Superstore. So I'm pretty pleased that they were actually on sale. The snap peas were $7.99. And then this was a bit of an impulse buy. These I found on sale. These pork back Texas barbecue ribs were $6.75. So I thought that was pretty good, like a 10-minute thing in the oven, but I haven't tried them before, but they sound good. And I thought at $6.75, that's a pretty good price, I thought. I just bought 2 for now. 1 loaf of rye bread was $2.99. And then PC brand bread was on sale, well, not on sale, but it was on my points offers rather. They were $1.97, and they're on my PC points offers this week, so I did get points on those. And hummus, this roasted red pepper was $7.49. And then this PC hummus here, it's a much smaller container, but it's a dill pickle hummus. Thought I'd give it a try. It's $3. And then a bunch of sandwich meat, $3.50 for most of these. I've got a smoked turkey kielbasa sausage, oven roasted chicken breast, smoked Black Forest ham, and a smoked turkey breast for $3.50 each. And then a sub trio for $7. And then here I grabbed from the pharmacy some Imodium liquid gels at $17.49, and then the Playtex Sport tampons, 2 of these at $9.49 each. Normally I don't like to buy multiples because they're not cheap. However, the regular price is $10.49, so I grabbed 2. They are on my points offers. That's why I bought them. And there's the bananas that I was telling you about there. So let me show you how the breakdown. The tampons, I earned 1,600 points. 400 points on the no-name brand bread, 300 points on the PC bottled water, and then apparently there was another 500 points for says total store reward, 500 points. I'm not sure what that was, but hey, I'll take it. It's extra points. After tax, I spent $224.13. Now I am missing the 600 points for the pizza pop, so I've submitted a points inquiry for that. So all told, today I earned 2,800 points, leaving me at the closing balance of 270,890 PC Optimum points. So I've now hit the $270 increment of PC Optimum points, and of course I'm short the 600 points, which they should hit that. They will probably award that to my account in the next day or 2. It doesn't take long usually for them to get that settled. So that is everything that I picked up today at Superstore. Okay, it is now 12:31 in the morning. Here's proof. Late Monday night, early wee hours of Tuesday morning. This is what I got up to after I did my grocery haul. But I started, I'm going to turn the dishwasher off for a second. I started making my jam. We picked four 4-liter baskets of strawberries on the weekend, and tonight I started making my jars of cooked strawberry jam. And I intended to make 4 batches tonight, but I had to stop short because I don't have enough lemon juice. Each batch takes 1/4 quarter cup of lemon juice, and I did not think to add lemon juice to my shopping list. So that was my mistake, and I didn't realize that until 10:45 tonight, and which is when I was getting started, of all things. And of course, even my store, Superstore, closed at 10 and my store closed at 11. So I had to stop after 2 batches tonight, which does not make me happy because I would rather just get it done. But looks like I actually had enough crushed strawberries prepped to make jam that I could actually make 5 batches instead of 4. So I'm just setting those back aside in the fridge for the night, and hopefully tomorrow I work 2 to 7:30 again. 2 to 7:30 again tomorrow night. That's the sound we want to hear. That's the sound of a jar sealing. Okay, this one still has not sealed. Everything else but this one and this one have sealed, but this one is still fairly hot. So hopefully, I don't like it when some don't seal because then we got to use them right away. I give a lot of these away at Christmas time, and I have some people that order them from me, and obviously I will not sell or gift any jars of jam that are not properly sealed. So anyway, all that to say, I will have to get some lemon juice. Now I have enough, looks like enough crushed berries for 3 more batches, so I'll do that tomorrow night after work. I work 2 to 7:30 tomorrow, just like I did tonight, and I'm supposed to have physiotherapy at 7:30 as well, so I probably won't be home till 8:30, 8:45, so I won't be able to get started until after 9 o'clock. And actually it definitely will be after 9 o'clock because tomorrow is 10% Tuesday, or I guess today now because it already is Tuesday, meaning that at Soies and Safeway, if you're a Scene Plus card holder, if you spend a minimum of $50 with your Scene card, then minimum $50 before taxes, then as long as you have your Scene card, you either get 10% off your purchase or bonus Scene points, which is 200 points for every $20 spent. A lot of us staff opt to go for the extra 10% discount over and above our regular staff 10% discount. Me, because I like to save my points up all year, I'll probably do the extra points. So there's a couple of things in the flyer I'd like to get, and I'll probably wind up getting the lemon juice there too to make sure I get to the $50 mark. If you're not a Scene Plus card holder, you cannot take advantage of the 10% discount tomorrow. You have to be a card holder to either have the 10% or the points. So I'm gonna have to add lemon juice to my list, and then so if I'm working till 7:30 and running next door to physio, I'll be out of there at 8:30, run back to my store, grab those few things that I need, and I'll be home by like 9:15. Then I will get started on my last 3 batches of strawberry jam. I still have a large bowl of hulled strawberries already from the weekend in my fridge, and I'm probably going to pull some rhubarb from my garden, and maybe on Wednesday I'll make some strawberry rhubarb jam. But this is what I got up to tonight, was 2 batches so far of cooked strawberry jam, with more to come. So stay tuned, and I will show you in the next clip what I picked up on 10% Tuesday at Soies. All right, today is now Tuesday, July 8th, and it is 10:30 at night. Why do I always make videos so late at night? Probably because I work usually into the evenings. I worked 2 to 7:30 today, just like yesterday, and I ended up going to physio. Got there at like 7:40 because my appointment was for 7:30, which was right when I was finishing work. Thank goodness it's right next door. And didn't get out of there till like 8:45 or so. And then picked up my daughter and we went to Soies together, back to where we both work, and picked up a few things. And now it's 10:30 because at 10:15 tonight I forgot that one of the main things I needed to get today I completely forgot. So I did 2 transactions tonight. Now, today is Scene Member Day, or Scene Plus Member Day at Safeway and Soies, or it's also known as 10% Tuesday, and it has been known as Customer Appreciation Day in the past as well. Basically, because Soies and Safeway are Scene Plus sponsors where you can earn and redeem Scene Plus points in store, that is, it's the Customer Appreciation Day or Scene Plus Member Day involves that. Usually it's the first Tuesday of every month. However, this month they made an exception and changed it to today, Tuesday, July 8th, because July 1st, which was the first Tuesday, was Canada Day. So they changed Scene Member Day to July 8th this time. It was a one-time change. It's almost always on the first Tuesday of the month, even if that means it's the first of the month. And basically what happens on that day is if you're a Scene Plus card holder and you make a minimum $50 purchase before taxes, you have the option of 10% off your purchase or bonus Scene Plus points. Now, obviously, there are some exemptions to that. It does have to be minimum $50 before taxes, but I believe some licensed things like McDonald's, like McCafe coffees or Tim Hortons coffees, things like that that are licensed don't qualify for that. But generally speaking, most grocery purchases do qualify towards that. So as long as you have a Scene Plus card, because if you don't have a card, you're not eligible for this at all. And if you do have a card and you spend a minimum $50 before tax, as long as those are all including eligible items, which is most things, then you have the option of 10% off your purchase or bonus points. And the points are 200 points per $20 spent. Now, most staff tend to like to do the 10% off because they already have their 10% corporate discount. And so then by doing the 10% on top of that, they're able to get their purchase for 20% off. Some people, like me, prefer to go for the points because, as you know from following my videos, I like to save my PC Plus points from Superstore and my Scene Plus points from Soies all year and try and get a large amount saved up to use at Christmas time. So I go for my 10% staff discount, which is an automatic thing anyway. But when it comes time on Scene Plus Members Day to have the choice of the bonus points or the discount, I usually opt for the points, which is what I did today. So I picked up a few things after work, and this is what I picked up. This toilet paper is on sale for $6.49. And again, all these prices are before my corporate discount. Cheetos Puffs were 2 for $9. It's nice to have a few snack foods in the house, so I grabbed those. They were 2 for $9. And then the chocolate milk with protein, this is something my husband wanted. That was $7.79. And he also wanted me to pick up 2 of the lactose-free vanilla yogurts. Those are 8 packs, and I grabbed them 2. They're $3.99. I grabbed them 2 because the date on them is good. They're good until August 19th. So I grabbed 2 for him for that reason. And then cherries all the way over here. I forget how much they were per pound, but I paid $12.71 for those. And then I'll scroll back over here. I should have put these on the counter in the order they're on the receipt, but it's fine. It's not too bad because it's not like it's a big bill, so I'm not having trouble finding the prices. This is a similar thing that's happened before where they have the lean ground beef in 5-pound tubes. This was $30.04. And when you buy these, you get 500 Scene Plus points. So in doing that, I'm basically earning $5 back in points right there. So that's 5 pounds of ground beef, and I'm going to divide that up into 5 approximately 1 pound portions. Usually what I do is put them into large freezer bags, flatten them out, and then freeze them that way. They take up less room that way, and that way they're already pre-measured into 1 pound portions, give or take. And then all the way back over here, I found these cookies, shopping hungry after work. It was an impulse buy. These Funfetti cookies are $3 off. They are, what was the price before? They were $7.49 minus $3 off. And so that's $4.49. And again, that's before my discount. So I went for the points. You can see here my corporate employee discount was $7.85. I earned 5 points from the meat department. And you can see the 500 points up there from the ground beef. And the Scene Plus Member Day points was 800 points. It's 20 points, or 200 points rather, for every $20 spent. So without the $7.85 staff discount, you can see there my total was $72.33. And without that discount, that $7.85, that would have put me over $80. That's why the 800 points, because it's 200 points for $20. So that 800 points is based off of how it would have been $80 minus before my staff discount. So I did get the 500 points on the beef, the 5 points from the meat department, and the 800 points for the Scene Plus Member Day bonus that I opted for, and then my staff discount was $7.85, as I said. $72.33, so I earned a total of 1,305 Scene Plus points. That's $13 in points. So I'm going into this, I had 16,489 Scene Plus points. So I'm going to be at 17,794 points, probably by tomorrow when those points hit my account. So that's going to be, once I'm over 17,000 points, that means I will have $170 in points available to me. So not bad. And then, as I said, I forgot something, so I had to run back there one last time. When I was making my jam last night, I couldn't finish because the strawberry jam requires a quarter cup of sugar, or quarter cup rather, of lemon juice per batch, and I ran out. And I intended to get some today, and that was on my list. That's one of the main reasons I wanted to shop after work. Completely forgot, and it's 10:30 at night, and the store closes at 11. Thank goodness I only live 3 minutes away, so I went right straight back there and picked that up. All right, I'm back. I dropped my receipt on the floor. So I grabbed that. That was $3.29. And while I was at it, I decided to grab another package of these seals. When I make my cooked jam, I can reuse the rings on the jars, but because I reuse the jars, and the rings are fine to reuse too, but the seals I always replace. And I'm pretty sure I have some replacement seals here at home, but I'm not sure how many. So I figured I better grab some just in case. Those were $4.99. I probably should have gotten those at Superstore because they're probably a little cheaper there, but that's okay. This is where I was at the moment, and Superstore closes at 10 anyway, and I wasn't about to go driving even further tonight for one last thing. So you can see there, $3.29 for the lemon juice. The name brand, like the real lemon juice, that was going to be either, I think it was either $3.49 or $3.79. I want to say $3.49. So getting the Compliments brand, which is the store brand, saved me 20 cents. $4.99 for the seals, and my corporate employee discount was 83 cents. So I spent $7.98. No points earned, so still sitting at that same balance. But that 1,300 or 1,305 points that I earned on the previous orders tonight will apply. So probably in a day or two, I'll be sitting at the $170 mark of Scene Plus points. So not too bad. I'm happy with that. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of gone on a little bit longer than some of them, but this has been multi-parts, just kind of showing you what I pick up at different places and how I'm shopping the points offers and the sales. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and thank you for those that have subscribed a long time ago and those that have subscribed more recently. Hope you've enjoyed it. Be sure to leave me a comment below if you did, and make sure your notification bell is turned on. I don't have a set posting schedule, so it's just whenever I get paid, I do grocery hauls, and sometimes I might throw other things here and there in the mix, but I don't have a set schedule. With juggling work and everything else going on, I just kind of do it whenever I'm able. So make sure you have your notification bell turned on, so when something does go up, you'll be the first to know about it. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next time.